Hey, want to welcome you back, and especially our viewers in Mineral Point, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Nice shout out to you folks back there. Thank you for joining us, and hope you're enjoying yourselves as much as we are. Again, the parade has stalled out just a little bit, and
protest.
There's a protest going on. I think we have Chopper 5 up. You might see some of those pictures coming your way in just a minute, but it again has not dampened the spirit out here today, which is one of protest and defiance. Let's face it.
The theme is resistance, and so it kind of goes with the theme of what this parade really started as and what it is now. And that's part of the kind of the fabric of what this day is kind of all about.
Scott Wiener's here giving us great music, so we're okay.
Yeah, you know, it's a party. It's great.
I want to mention that blurb we had a little bit ago about somebody in the educational world. You know, California is the only state by law to teach LGBTQ history. It's mandated. We have to get textbooks into the schools because we are part of the history that's been written out so many times. So now kids will be learning about Stonewall, they'll be learning about Harvey Milk, and they'll be more educated about it and more ready for this parade.
And it looks like, if you can look at the live pictures there, the protest seems to have grown. It started off as just looked like a couple dozen people, and now looks like several dozen people have joined the protest, and they're surrounded by police right now. There seems to be forming sort of a human chain across Market Street, and that's really why the parade's not moving right now, and it won't until they either clear those folks out or they start moving.
And we have people all over America watching this now, as if not the biggest one in the country. It's got to be among the top one or two pride parades, including some folks checking in from Kingman, Arizona, who just texted me. Thank you guys for watching Kingman, Arizona. You've driven through Kingman.
Of course. We've been through Kingman. With Scranton, Pennsylvania is also watching. Chicago, Wisconsin.
Wait, I just got a note. Somebody in the Castro's watching.
That's the old Route.
We want to hear from you.
That's the old Route 66, Michelle. Kingman, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for watching in Kingman. Hey, let us know where you are. And let's see, I got another one here. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Quick Amusements is watching. John Dillis, Nicholas Helmer, they publish posts on Facebook. Thank you, Mr. Bastida, for co-hosting the parade. Hey, man, believe me, it's my pleasure. I'm a native San Franciscan. This is part of the history of this city. It's the greatest city in the world as far as I'm concerned, because these folks get to do what they're doing, and we get to bring it to you live. So the pleasure's all mine, bro, believe me.
It may be a good time for me to say, these people that have given up on San Francisco, I'm not one of those. So, you know, everything changes.
Sure.
And people complain. Look in the mirror, we're changing too. I mean, change is part of life, and be a part of the change. Be active, be involved, vote, you know, all that sort of thing. And the city still has so much that's unique and right about it. Let's emphasize that.
You're absolutely right, Donna. I mean, there's a reason why the Googles are here, the Facebooks, the Apples, all these great companies that make up the Bay Area. The reason why they come here.
Right.
This is an area of the country, an area of the world where you can protest, like we're seeing on the right side of our screen there. You can lay down in the street, chain yourself together if that's what you want to do, if that's what you think you got to do. Because sometimes it's not comfortable, right?
Sometimes it's not. It isn't. Actually, if we're celebrating 50 years of Stonewall, we're just beginning. There's so much work to be done. There's so much that we have to do. And it starts with getting involved, like Donna said. So you want to see the change, we got to come out in droves in 2020 and take back our country.
There's a great view of Civic Center. Look at the people gathering. There's the main stage, and it's hosted by Honey Mahogany and Sister Roma. It's two friends of mine. They'll be a great host for that stage.
That sounds awesome.
We're looking live at Celebration Plaza right now. This is Civic Center Plaza normally.
Fill up.
We've turned it into Celebration Plaza, starting to fill up right now. There's going to be concerts. There's going to be icons speaking.
You won't be able to see any grass in a minute. It'll be all people. There's Honey Mahogany.
Oh, and this is Civic Center Plaza stage right now.
You know, Honey Mahogany is the only San Francisco contestant for RuPaul's Drag Race ever. So
I
she has
should also
that.
add, Honey Mahogany, though, who now works as a legislative aide for District Supervisor Matt Haney, but she has been instrumental in implementing the first ever transgender cultural district in the country. So San Francisco
Another first.
has the Cafeteria Compton's Transgender Cultural District. It's in the Tenderloin. It's about like 6 blocks. They just put up trans flags all over, the 6 blocks, and it's just incredible the amount of work that we do here in this community.
And I think that's so much a part of what San Francisco is all about, and what hasn't changed is that people come here because they feel that they have the freedom to be who they are, to reinvent themselves, and to be out and free. And that's what this parade is all about.
And there seems to be an increasing respect for our history to have that district created. There's a plaque in the sidewalk now commemorating the Compton Cafeteria riots. And all over the Castro, if you go, there are plaques that are put in the sidewalk about heroes that came before us, which, like that have passed away that really were instrumental. Jose Sarria, we heard about earlier, the first openly gay person who ran for political office. He's a great friend of mine. He passed away, but he was a great friend when he was here. And he was the first empress in the city of San Francisco. We've had one ever since. I'm the 30th. So there's a connection.
Wow.
Pretty amazing. We want to check in with Jackie Ward now. She's with one of the people from Gilead Sciences, of course, parade grand sponsor. 1,200 participants. Are you kidding me, Jackie?
I'm not kidding. That's just a few people. I'm here with 2 lovely people. They've been married for 3 years. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about this contingent and what it stands for.
So Gilead is proud to be a provider of HIV medicines for the LGBT community, and I've been with the company for not quite a year. It's amazing to work for a company that's so committed to not only treating people with HIV, but trying to find the cure for HIV as well.
Obviously, we've come a long way with curing HIV and the whole AIDS movement, but there is still work to be done, still a lot of education, right?
Well, no doubt. I mean, we met each other in North Carolina, and so there's places like California and here in San Francisco, which Pride is something they celebrated now for 49 years. This parade has been going on. Yet in North Carolina 3 years ago, we were fighting to use the bathroom for transgender people. So there's so much work still to be done around LGBT equality across the country. It's nice to be a part of a community here that's at the forefront of doing so, but there's so much more that needs to be done.
Yeah, we're kind of in a bubble here sometimes, and we forget about it. Yeah. Why was it important to bring your lovely spouse here? Why did you want to be out here today?
Well, I actually work for a company that really supports LGBTQ community too. I work for Google, but we just moved here in October, and so we had to make a decision. Which company are we going to march with? So this year we're marching with Gilead, and maybe next year we'll march with Google.
How nice is that, though, that you both work for companies that support the
It's
LGBTQ
amazing. It's absolutely
community?
amazing. Yeah, we're really thrilled. Yeah.
It's something that we can't take for granted, right?
No, absolutely. I worked for companies where a long time ago, and you could still lose your job for being any one of those letters in the the acronym. So we're really excited how far we've come. We still have a lot of work to do, but I'm really excited to be here today.
Is it a safer community here than in other places you've lived?
Well, most definitely. I mean, here people embrace the diversity around them, whether it's gender diversity, sexual orientation diversity, racial diversity. It's just amazing to be a part of a community that just embraces all aspects of who people are and don't worry about differences and what makes people different.
And this contingent alone, 1,200 people?
Yeah.
And so is it competitive to get into this? Do you have to put your name in for a lottery or anything?
No, I think anybody who wanted to participate was able to participate. So it's great that the community, the corporation wants whoever wants to express themselves and allows them to express themselves to be out here.
So this is your first San Francisco Pride Parade?
For both of us, yeah.
What do you think?
Oh my God, it's awesome. It's totally
It's
awesome.
a lot bigger than North Carolina Pride Parade.
Yeah,
I remember when I used to live in Washington, D.C., and the parade there was 30 years ago. It was a tiny little thing. So it's amazing how these parades have grown and grown and grown.
Yeah, don't
this
let
is
this size
exciting.
fool you. This used to be small as well, but it has obviously more than 100,000 people are expected to just be out
really?
watching it, and then we are broadcasting internationally and around the world.
Wow.
So
this is the biggest one I've ever been in, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, it's so special to be around people. You just feel the love everywhere here, and that's the amazing thing.
love that. Thank you so much for your
thanks a lot.
time.
Thank
Have
you.
a fun time.
Have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you, Jackie. And back here live now, no adjustment of your set is necessary. It's just that Michelle has transformed now into
Pearl Tees. Well, Michelle's going to take a little break, but we are so happy to welcome Pearl to our
It's
little,
good to be back.
our little home
with
here.
You guys. Oh
This
my
is
goodness,
wonderful.
how exciting.
And you're just joining us. You've been out kind of mingling with all your fans. What does it mean to you to be here today?
Well, it means so much being a black trans woman. Like everything with being who I am, visibility is everything. Like my whole being is to inspire trans youth, to let them know that we could do more than what it is that television tells us that we can be. and you know that we can thrive in this world. We still have so much work to do, but we can do it, boo.
And no sidelines anymore. You're in the featured spot now.
Right.
Hey.
Real quick, what is your story in San Francisco? Were you born here?
Born and raised, honey.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
What neighborhood are you from?
I grew up in the Excelsior, but now I'm in the Outer Sunset, right by the beach.
Awesome. I grew up in the Mission District.
Yeah.
Hey,
all
there
right.
you go.
A little different now, but it's still the spot.
But you know what? That's really interesting you say that, because when I was a kid, the Castro was nothing but Irish and Italian.
Yeah.
Right? And look at that, how that
Neighborhood
transformed.
change.
Polk Street was different. North Beach was different. Every neighborhood in this city changes, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Did you know this parade used to go down Polk Street?
I didn't know that.
It wasn't this big, but
Oh my goodness.
It's
Yeah,
amazing to see
several
how
times.
much it's grown, and reading about how it started off as small, and then now it's this enormous party.
And
Yeah.
with those people that were talking about parades in other cities, I think it's important to recognize many cities have pride celebrations now. They might be a block long, it might be 2 blocks long,
Right.
Hey.
but they grow too.
So let me give you the forum here, because there are people with Kingman, Arizona just checked in. We have people in Wisconsin just checking
Chicago,
in.
Scranton.
Scranton,
right.
Pennsylvania. What message do you want people that don't live in San Francisco, don't live in the Bay Area? What message would you like them to take from this today?
That it doesn't matter where you are, we have people that come over from everywhere.
Sure.
Everywhere. We're one of the largest parades in the world. Like, you can be you no matter where you are. You have to be safe, but you should always be proud of who you are and never be ashamed.
And realize what you are adds to the beauty of this parade, whatever
Exactly.
that is. So.
You might inspire somebody just by being you.
No question. Speaking of inspiration, we want to have a shout out to Wichita Falls,
Awesome.
who is, or Kansas, I'm sorry, Kansas, Wichita, Texas, so Wichita Falls, Texas. They're watching. People in Kansas are probably watching.
One of
We got Chicago.
them flatland countries.
There we go. There we go. We're all over the place.
I'm waiting for a first international person. We had anybody from outside the country kind of?
I think that's coming as we slowly.
KPIX.com
KPIX.com.
or at Ken
That's a
Beth
shout
at
out.
KPIX
Or
on
at
Twitter.
Elizabeth at KPIX.
I'm sure I have some family in the Philippines that are trying to watch.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
we're
Oh.
international
Everybody's
folks.
slowly waking up and,
Yeah.
and watching. But I think a lot of people turn to San Francisco because of the rich history that it
Yeah.
has with LGBTQ.
Definitely.
Something iconic about watching the Pride Parade in San Francisco.
And when I travel to other cities and go to their events, they ask me, what is it like there? They want to learn from us, and they're anxious, but they need to do it their way, their own way too.
Really interesting.
They are so beautiful out here, you guys.
Really cool. And the other good news is we're moving again.
We're moving, yeah.
The parade has resumed. So we had a protest earlier at the west end of
heard
this thing,
about that.
and that's okay. That's what it's about. You know,
It is.
If that's it. And so it held it up for a few minutes, but we're back on track now, and it's all good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have Blue Shield, the contingent from Blue Shield of California coming in. There's 125 participants. Blue Shield sponsors Shield Pride, an LGBT employee resource group that represents the company in many Pride parades.
That's the first time I've seen balloons used that way, these big letters. It's always something new.
That's very cool. Absolutely. And the rainbow flag. You have some history on that, Donna?
I
Tell me
knew-
a little bit about it,
I
because
knew
we see it everywhere.
I knew Gilbert Baker late in his life, and he moved to New York after he lived here. But he lived here, and it was the beginning of the movement, and Harvey Milk challenged him. He said, you make flags, make us a flag. We need a banner to be under. And Harvey Milk pushed him, and that was in the 80s, and he came up with this rainbow flag. It flew in Civic Center, 2 big flagpoles for the first time, and it spread like wildfire. You can be in the African continent, and you'll see a flag like that. You can be in the Philippines, you can be anywhere in the world. It is our symbol now. He never made a dime off it. It wasn't a product for him. It was a dream, and he gave it to the gay community. He was very proud about that. And now it is our symbol.
You know, you're right, and it's usually these kinds of iconic things are not. It's not about the money.
No.
It's not about money.
To those
you look at
people.
the AIDS blanket and how that developed and where that went and how that caught on. It was never about money. It was always about the cause. It was always about the community.
Well, there's a new book out, and he wrote it, but it did not publish while he was living. They got it all together and published it recently called Rainbow Warrior. So you should get it and read all about Gilbert Baker.
Oh, I love that.
I'm looking at a stroller over here. Look at this thing.
I know. so cute.
It's been neat, though, even commercially this year. You've seen all these different brands take on rainbow, doing something with the fashion statement with the rainbow colors. And it's neat that it's kind of becoming, not only is it a movement, not only do we recognize it this time of year, but it's becoming a trend, too, which is great.
And that's the thing, and I think that's why that protest is going on, because they don't like that people are using LGBT things like this just to make money, you know, and then after the parade, it goes back to, oh, we don't really care about you guys, and we're going to continue giving money to people that aren't.
We were talking earlier about Levi, that Levi as a company, they were listening to their employees, and the employees said, we need, you know, help with this, and it bubbled up, and the executive said, yes, we need to pay attention to disenfranchised employees, the people with health problems, and that's the way it should be, not just we can make $1 here.
Yes, exactly.
Do you like vodka?
I love
You like vodka? You like vodka?
Y'all know.
Not now, but
You ever heard of the name? You ever hear of the name Smirnoff?
Yes.
Smirnoff vodka, believe it or not. Smirnoff, developed in Moscow, created using a unique process involving 3 distillates. I feel like I'm reading an ad here, but the 10 stages of filtration deliver smoothness and clarity. I don't care what they do.
Just bring us.
They make it.
Bring it to us.
And it's good.
I want one of these guys to bring me it, though.
And so Smirnoff is here.
They're in 130 countries worldwide.
Wow.
They're everywhere.
The Smirnoff Angels, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yes, on stilts,
I
girl.
I love those. The wings, fly away.
Market Street and those stilts. That takes some talent and serious
I mean,
coordination.
walk from miles.
Stilts is one thing,
I'm
but
telling
stilts
you.
is another, girl.
The long walk.
Oh my goodness.
And we're back, still kind of stutter stepping our way down Market Street right now. Again, this is the effects of an earlier protest.
There's an old phrase with the parade, you know, mind the gap, which means if there's a gap, catch up, keep the parade going.
Right.
Because sometimes it's not a protest, it's just people being interviewed or somebody slows down,
That's
and they
very
want to
true,
fill those
so,
gaps, you know.
Yeah.
This happens. This is part of the parade, part of what makes it exciting. It's sort of
Again,
the
it's a
unknown
big
of what's
thing,
happening. You know, but the party keeps going.
And we have to give credit to the committee that does, all these volunteers are out there keeping that parade moving, making sure they're lined up and ready to go when they're supposed to go. It's a huge project.
Right.
I can imagine. I can imagine looking down. I'm looking down Market Street right now, and it's a sea of people and color and lights and flags, and
it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year.
And to give people watching an idea of how much we've seen so far, let's see. I think we're in contingent 26, and they're 200 and something. So,
yes, I think
so
you know,
settle in.
it keeps on coming. But I want to send you out to Civic Center, now known as Celebration Plaza, where they're having a concert and a party going on there. Let's listen in.
They're having fun.
Hallelujah. Sing praise, for there's no other place I'd rather be. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sopranos all over the crowd. Where are the sopranos? All right, I need you to help me sing. Sing this. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Go. Hallelujah. All right, altos, sing this. King of kings and the Lord of lords, hallelujah. King of kings and the Lord of lords, hallelujah. Altos. Sopranos. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Keep going. Altos. King of kings, King of kings, and the Lord of lords.
All right with those live vocals, girl.
Yeah, we're watching the Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir just entertaining the crowds.
They recently, a couple of years ago, they went on tour with the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus to the Deep South.
Oh, wow.
It was a mission. They really wanted to carry our music and take it to the Deep South, and they traveled with them. And it really is funny how, or wonderful how religion, spiritual things can sometimes bridge that gap. You know,
That's pretty epic.
people.
Got another shout out from the San Francisco Fire Department. They love the video that we had earlier, a little bit of the history of this Pride event, and they're telling us happy Pride from SFPD's Chief Janine Nicholson. She is proud to be the first San Francisco, first out LGBTQ fire chief. Congratulations, Chief.
Another first in San Francisco.
That's right. We have her story coming up a little bit later in this live streaming cast, so we'll have to hear from her story.
Thanks so much to our San Francisco firefighters. Man, these people go to work every day.
Yes.
They risk their lives, and we owe a debt to the San Francisco Fire Department and the San Francisco Police Department, probably two of the finest anywhere in the world.
Trust me, I would thank them personally if I could.
Well, they're going to be coming up right behind you.
Oh, I'm so
sure
excited. We can see some fireman, girl.
But first we have the Utopia SF contingent. Their mission is to promote unity and strength among the Polynesian Pacific Islanders, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community here.
Lots of great native costumes and dance music. Shake it, shake it.
And David Chu, I believe, is on that float.
Oh,
there he is.
There he is.
Oh, he's right there, yes.
Wearing the red T-shirt and the flowers lay right in front of the chief there. Hey.
So beautiful.
It's a fun float.
You all know David Chu, the assemblyman from San Francisco.
And speaking of the fire department, our own Liam Nakelum is down on the parade route with the fire chief. Hi, Liam.
I am indeed. I am here with the chief. No fires to put out so far. We had a little bit of an incident, though.
Yeah. Just a little bit. It was steam. Oh, the protesters,
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah, we had a few protesters up there. But that's the police job. That's not our job.
So for you to be chief in this great city of San Francisco and to be marching in your first parade as chief, sum it up. How does it feel?
I can't even tell you what it means and how it feels. It's incredible. And I'm so grateful for all the support, not just of the public, but from the people I work with. And it's just incredible.
You know, if you start walking, they'll walk with us.
Okay,
they will. Isn't that magical?
I know it is magical. They do what I say.
The theme this year, generations of resistance. When you think of those who have resisted over the years, who do you think of first?
Well, I don't know if there's any one particular one I think of first, from Martin Luther King to Stonewall. There are all sorts of people, and I was part of that resistance too when I was a lot younger, out there marching in the streets. So it feels really good to be here.
Thanks for being here, Chief.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of your day.
Right.
Cheers.
And that was Chief Janine Nicholson, the new San Francisco fire chief. Our own Ann Makovic got a chance to sit down with her a few weeks ago on her new position here. Let's take a look.
I came to San Francisco in 1990 because I knew it was a place I could be who and how I was.
Of the city and county of San Francisco.
And she has been doing so ever since, now as the city's fire chief. Janine Nicholson was sworn in on May 6th as the department's first openly gay leader.
I'm not somebody who goes out and asks for attention like, oh, look at me, I'm the first this, or I'm the first that, or that's not my MO, that's not how I roll.
The New York native is a 25-year veteran of the San Francisco Fire Department and is only the second woman to hold the position. But firefighting wasn't something she always knew she wanted to do. In fact, she was recruited into the job by a friend at the Gay Pride Parade in 1991.
She basically said to me, can you carry heavy stuff? I said, sure. She said, come on then, you'll be fine.
It was a natural fit.
I love a good crisis. So I want to get in there and help and make sense of the madness, calm from the chaos.
And she has faced plenty. She suffered second-degree burns at an arson in 2009. She also survived breast cancer, which led her to campaign for safer working conditions for firefighters who face higher rates of cancer after years of exposure to burning chemicals.
We are much more likely to die, what we say, with our boots off. Than anything else.
As for her personal cancer battle,
it showed me how resilient the department is, how people come together to help one another, and that really happened for me.
Chief Nicholson is humble about her status as a role model to other LGBTQ public servants or those who aspire to be.
I am happy that people look up to me and look at me and point that out. I'm happy about that. That's not all who I am. What I'm going to do and what I'm going to keep doing is putting one foot in front of the other and doing the next right thing.
Wow, back to live pictures now. San Francisco, one of their ladder trucks going by. Got to tell you something, I've worked with the San Francisco Fire Department a lot. They still have a ladder shop where they make their own wooden ladders for very specific reasons. San Francisco has a lot of Victorians with a lot of narrow hallways, a lot of tall ceilings. They couldn't get into these buildings with conventional aluminum ladders, so they still have a ladder shop, and they still make these handmade wooden ladders that are gorgeous, and they serve a purpose, and hats off to them.
I thought you were going to tell me a gay man invented the ladder.
Oh my God.
Well, maybe. Who knows?
So did you ever get to slide down one of their poles?
Well,
that's what we want to know.
No.
No.
I drove one of the big trucks, though.
Okay.
Hey, all right, that's the most I got.
We've covered so many fires in San Francisco, and it's pretty remarkable to see how fast they work because as we know, the buildings are so close together. You have to be so fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the buildings are old too. A lot of them made of wood, and those are the best.
You look back on 1906, what happened? It was not the earthquake so much as fire happened.
So right. We have another one coming up now, the SO, what we call the Sheriff's Office in the business.
Well, maybe I should put this on now.
San Francisco Sheriff's Department.
They've been working in public safety for 168 years,
wow.
you guys.
You seen this? They made this specially this year, a special badge, and I got one from Vicki Hennessy herself. Thank you.
So cute.
I think this means I can't be arrested today.
Well, let me get one of those, please, for life.
I think that.
Get out of jail today card.
Today.
Yeah.
Today.
The San Francisco Sheriff's Department, they do so much work in the courtrooms here in the city and county, and just a great group of people as well. They get it.
And they participate in our parade. That's what I love. The police are participating, the sheriffs participate, the fire department participates. The city is really involved and supportive.
Feeling the support from law enforcement, no question. Have you seen through the years that this parade has really grown in diversity? That it's really about the entire community of San Francisco?
I feel like it's more inclusive every year. Like, every year.
We were talking about more before about people at the sidelines seeing themselves in the parade. I mean, you could see, I could be a part of that contingent. Maybe sure, I'll be a part of that.
Well, I mean, go back to history. Go back to Stonewall, where you have the police coming in and busting heads.
And now they're our friends.
And now they're in the parade, and so many of their members are in the community, and also that they support the community. What a turnaround, huh?
Mm-hmm. No question.
Vicki, you remember giving me this? I'll have to ask her if I could be arrested today.
You're going to have to get me one too, Bo.
Yeah, we'll go together. But you go to pride celebrations in other cities. This is not the rule. I mean, politicians don't want to be involved. They're afraid of the backlash and everything. But they're right there for us.
The wind is picking up, bro.
So what were you calling this, Donna, earlier? Filling in the gap.
Yeah, mind the gap.
Oh, mind the gap.
Mind the gap. Volunteers come. Mind the gap. Come on.
right
Oh, I'm
behind this
excited
next
for the
program.
next one.
Mayor London Breed here coming up here.
Love
I think
that.
the protest, though, still feeling the effects is why the parade sort of stalled here.
Yeah. Well, that's why these on-site interviews, we have to make them quick so we can keep it moving. We'll get in trouble.
Or if you're Liam Makelem, you just walk along with him and hope your cameraman can walk backwards.
Right.
He's
and
got his
shoot
own
at
rules,
the same
right?
time.
Gotta have a skilled team.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the crowds and the fans have really grown just in the past hour.
All right.
It started off, you get the people who are
Maybe
right
one
there
or
in the
two
beginning.
thick, yeah.
And then now, I mean, the entire street is filled.
Like 6 and 8 deep.
Yeah, that's amazing. We're anticipating about 100,000 people are coming just to watch the parade. And then, not to mention, all the people that are marching it. I mean, some of these contingents are 1,100 people. I think there was a limit on 1,500. That
They
was
had to
one of the
set the
biggest.
limit.
They had to set the limit.
The year that there was a 7-hour parade, that I sat here for 6.5 hours.
Oh,
it was a long break.
Goodness.
But they had no limit, and people like Facebook got involved and Twitter, and they had these 2-block contingents, and we want representation, but come on.
Sure. Well, now
So they set the limit.
You have to apply
Yeah.
to even be in the parade.
Which
that's incredible.
Well, it's a big project. You got to know what's coming up.
Wonderful. It's wonderful that it's that popular and that many people are passionate about being a part of it.
Well, coming up the street right now is the 45th mayor of the city and county of San Francisco. Of course,
First
Mayor London Breed.
African-American girl, first African-American woman mayor in the city history.
It's really historic, and she's gotten a lot of friends along the way. She's building a great support group. I've seen her several times during this Pride celebration. She was at the brunch we did yesterday, the Pride brunch.
She was at the
Spoke
Trans
beautifully.
March.
Yes, good.
She was at the Trans March, yeah.
She was telling me she wished that people wouldn't have any other events except for LGBTQ this week, because that's what it's about.
I love that. She's amazing.
Another city girl.
Yes. Yes.
So she gets it. She grew up in San Francisco and has worked sort of behind the scenes until about a year or two ago, where she got more recognition and then won an election. That's not easy to do in this town.
No.
The youngest president of the Board of Supervisors.
Oh, I can't even
Represented
imagine.
Haight Ashbury.
Can you imagine being the first anything, let alone first African-American woman?
And you forget how big the city is. It's not just these little neighborhoods. It's the avenues. It's all these places I never go that she's mayor of.
I was fortunate enough to interview her when she was elected to the Board of Supervisors for the first time, and she was so young, but she was so optimistic and had so much pride for her city, and was really looking for the future. And now she's living the dream.
She went out there and did it.
Contingent. Wow.
So many supporters. I love it.
The one thing we run into once in a while, she has some red suits. So when she comes, I got my red suit.
Okay.
Red
we'll
might
work
be her
it out.
signature color. Well, she definitely with the lips.
It's too late for me to change.
Oh, look at the little dancers.
I see fringe. I love fringe.
I love some fringe, and they're in red, girl.
Yes. A little too tiny for me.
Just sew a couple of them together, girl.
Yeah, one for each leg.
Let's get on to the streets with Jackie Ward. She is with Mayor London Breed. Jackie?
Okay, check out Mayor Breed's outfit. What a perfect dress. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride to everybody in the great city of San Francisco. Today we have fun, we celebrate togetherness, we celebrate inclusiveness. This is what San Francisco values are all about. This will be a reflection for the rest of the world to follow. Happy Pride, everybody in San Francisco!
Yes! So many families are out here today.
Oh my God, we got hundreds of folks here. We got thousands of people. I think this is a record-breaking year for Pride in San Francisco. We are doubling down against the challenges that exist in Washington, D.C. We're not going to let our communities get erased. We're going to stand strong and firm and continue to buckle down and create the kinds of policies that make sure that all our families and LGBT community is included and a part of the fabric of what makes America great. That's what we're doing.
And you created the first transgender cultural center with the Tenderloin. That's amazing in the country.
And not only that, we have Trans Home SF because we know that our trans community is 18 times more likely to experience homelessness. We invested $2 million into providing subsidies for our trans community to help them get housing and to keep them housed.
This float is beautiful.
Thank you. And we do a float every year since I've been an elected official. We got to give the people what they ask for, the music, the fun, the people, the dancing, everything that makes Pride so special and make this the best Pride parade anywhere in the world.
Have a great day. Thank you, Mayor.
You heard it.
That is so incredible. The money that they're, I can cry, you guys.
Enthusiasm is just contagious.
It is. Come on, rainbow dress. I love it.
And you talking about the float, it is really cool. It's got City Hall lit up in all the rainbow colors. And actually, you know, it is pretty neat to drive by City Hall right now in the evening and see it lit up. To see the Salesforce Tower lit up.
Yes.
To see San Francisco International Airport lit up. I mean, all the iconic the buildings in the city.
We have a flag raising at City Hall that was several weeks ago, and we have all the officials there. The flag goes up over City Hall. It's just, we're part of this whole thing.
Well, as you can see, the city is really lit up right now. Market Street just awash in all these rainbow colors. You are watching our live stream cast of the 49th Annual San Francisco Pride Parade. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
San Francisco Pride.